They both have very good attitudes. They're both good, clean-cut kids. You know, they could be a little bit more angry at times. They're too nice, I think.
Peyton, you've been stepping it up from the club racing into AMA this year. How's that been for you?
Oh, it's been fun. I mean, it's been such a change. You know, I only started road racing 3 years ago, and now I'm at the AMA. You know, last year we were here riding around on pit bikes, and, you know, this is so cool. If only we could be doing this, and here we are this year, you know.
The novelty's worn off. You're able to concentrate this year.
Yeah, I mean, I still get a little bit nervous, but it's all part of it. I love doing it.
Do you put any targets on the backs of any of these fast factory guys that are in front of you?
Well, not the factory guys just yet. I mean, you know, I'm always trying to aim for, you know, top 10 in FX and, you know, top 15 or top 10 in Supersport, you know, however well I can do. You know, always trying to, you know, push my limits and do better every time. But other than that, I just try to stay with the guys, you know, I can go with. And
has this level of competition helped you push your limits forward?
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember my first AMA race at Daytona. It ramped me up so much for the first WERA National, and you know, I was really glad that I did it.
You're going faster in the WERAs now that you've been up at this level.
Oh yeah, last year, you know, I was trying to get top 10s in WERA, and now, you know, battling for the win almost every race. So, you know, it's been really fun.
So tell us about your crew.
Well, my crew is my dad, my crew chief, Chuck Giacchetto. I know he worked with Corey West last year, and, you know, just trying to carry on that talent curve and bring us up. And, you know, it's a really good program. We got Yamaha and Graves behind us. You know, it's a real good program. I'm really thankful for this year. And, you know, my R6 is so fast out there. It works so good in the corners. Dunlop tires really stepped up. I mean, they're just awesome tires. Last the whole race. You know, they're the same on the 5th lap to the 55th lap. So we have a really good program, and it's working good.
Now, who else is personally supporting you?
Well, you know, I have my dad, as I said, and my mom comes to the races, you know, all the local races, and my brother's here for me as well. You know, he races with me, so kind of got to balance that out. But yeah, it's really good.
Good job.
Thanks.
Chuck, you've come on with the Sassamans this year, running these two young men, bringing them up out of the club racing into the AMA this year. What are the challenges involved with that?
What aren't the challenges involved in it? It's good, because I've done it a couple other times with some other guys. But I would say the challenges are having two brothers that have grown up racing together. And I think that the technical part of it, the financial part of it, and any other part of it is there, but the part to try and get both of them, you know, they're constantly being compared to each other by everyone. So we're trying to kind of get away from that a little bit. And then, you know, there's that brotherly thing, and they don't really come out and say it, but it's definitely there. And I think that's the toughest thing. I think that we need to try and get Peyton going on his particular deal and get Brett going on his particular deal. You know, even we did some gearing stuff this weekend, and they've always been same. From what I understand in the past. And the bikes are set up identically. All four of them are. So I would say the biggest challenge is we're trying to get to each one of the guys individually and find out what they want, not what the other one wants. It's difficult. So I would say if there was any challenge, that would be it. I mean, other than that, just a lot of hours. The rest of it comes pretty easy.
Is it one of those things, too, where you need to keep them separated on the track, make sure that they stay enough apart that they don't get tangled up and start, you know, getting into the brotherly rivalry instead of concentrating on working on the bike?
to me, in a perfect world, I would like to see one leave, obviously, and then the other one leave. You know, going out to Hop Pit Road. I think they're at a point now where they do need to be on their own some more. They do an awful lot of stuff together, and their lap times this weekend are very close. In the past, one would be up, one would be down, and when I say up and down, I don't mean like really good and really bad by any means. You know, usually within 3/4 of a second or a second. But they're becoming of that age, they're becoming men, and they definitely need to start exploring a little bit more. So sometimes I forget that Peyton's only 17, Brett's only 21, they've only been doing it a few short years, but I see the potential. If they didn't have the talent, I think it probably wouldn't bother me as much, but they're oozing with talent, and they obviously, their dad has provided them with a really good stepping stone and really good equipment.
And that makes you care, and then there you go.
Yes, and I try not to voice my opinion too loudly and get a foot put in my ass and out the door.
Brett, it's the close, near the close of the 2008 season. You've been running a lot of AMA this year, jumping up from the club stuff. How does it compare?
You know, this is my my 4th AMA race. It's definitely different. You know, you put more pressure on yourself. You know, you're in front of everybody. But I enjoy it. You know, it's good to get this first year out of the way and then kind of see where we can go next year, come back and be that much better.
When you started coming up to these races, were you just blindsided at how fast these guys can go?
You know, racing Weira, it's pretty high level. We get some good guys coming down. You know, Josh Hayes will come and ride a couple rounds, and so you know, it didn't quite blow me away, but you know, still there was a wow. I need to see where these guys are at, so see where I need to be.
Are there any lessons you've learned out on the track with these guys going by and getting toes and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Every time I'm on the track, I'm learning something and trying to, you know, take my game up to the next level. I always want to go faster, and you know, when you're a kid and you're coming up, it's easy to just put pressure on yourself and kind of like get a negative attitude. But you got to remember that I've only been doing this, you know, compared to these other kids that I'm racing with, we've only been doing it in a short amount of time, and so you have to kind of keep telling yourself that last year I was here watching on the other side of the fence as a fan. So, you know, you got to stay positive and that, you know, try to have fun, and it'll come.
What have you been learning about bike setup and suspension? You know, you've got Chuck working for you. He's no downstream guy.
No, not at all. You know, he's a top-notch guy. You know, the Graves team's been really behind us this year with our suspension setup. Helped us out a lot. You know, can't complain at all about our bikes. You know, come in and Chuck asked me, you know, any changes you want to make? I can't say anything. You know, it's awesome.
Good luck in today's racing.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.